Hey, everybody, and we are live with episode 209 of Hot Jobs. That's 209 episodes of our team coming together to share the hottest jobs, tips, internships, and career search advice. I'm here with the one and only Tara Soprano. Thanks for joining
Hey,
today, Tara.
yeah, thanks for having me. Excited to jump back in. I know we had special guests last week, but I hope everyone really enjoyed that episode. And we're back with Hot Jobs with a regularly scheduled program.
And what I love about it is LJ Posse from Sony. She's so much energy, so positive, so fantastic. It was great to hear about what she's doing and also about their product. And so, I do want to thank Sony, our sponsor, and their new over-the-counter hearing aids. These self-fitting hearing aids are intended to amplify sound for individuals 18 years of or older with mild to moderate hearing loss. They are FDA cleared, self-fitting and customizable, prioritize ease of use, comfortable, discreet, and stylish. Their wire-free design and one-step insertion and offer rechargeable models like the C20. Let me pop that up there so you guys can see that real quick. It's really cool. You can see, you almost can't even see it in the ear, and they're rechargeable. Sony let us know that your insurance or health savings account may even cover the cost of them. Be sure to check with your insurance company to verify coverage and eligibility. There are also discounts for veterans through ID.me, and they can be purchased at the Sony Electronics website, hearingelectronicssony.com, or via Amazon. So super excited to partner with Sony. Um, I will say, Tara, that since I have shared some of this about their electronic hearing aids, I've had so many veterans come forward and say that, "Oh my God, I can't believe you've shared this." They've just realized they've been dealing with hearing loss for years and years. And I just had a good friend reach out and say he was in the Navy, and he said, "Can I connect? Have I heard anything about the VA because he's having trouble with TRICARE, getting an appointment and getting a hearing aid because his hearing has gotten so bad." And so I pointed him to these devices, and everyone that's tried them, I've got two good friends that have done it. My best friend and then Justin Pearson have tried them and said that they were life-saving. So literally, they don't leave the house and not pop them in. They've been so excited. So I'm excited to be able to share this item that really improves the quality of life, and you're not like, huh?
Totally.
So, yep. So we have a topic for today before we get into the jobs. And I'll let you take the lead on the content for the most part.
Sure.
But the topic is the ATS black hole. And so I just did a post about this again. And I have to put it on repeat because we have transitioning military and veterans that are new to the job search market all the time. But this whole concept that there's an AI system or an ATS that they call it, they don't know what it stands for. It's applicant tracking system. That there's an AI that's just eating resumes, just eating them and deleting them and not showing them the recruiters. The whole thing is a myth. The whole thing is really a concept designed by people selling their resume writing services or career coach services as if the only thing holding you back is that your resume is not in an ATS approved format, or your resume, doesn't have bullets that are crafted this exact way. When the reality of it is there's a recruiter clicking no on you because your resume is not tailored to the role or you're not a best candidate. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so a couple of things. I think there are models of ATSs out there, and just know that there are hundreds of different ATS systems. So we're not going to specify how each one works, but in general, there is something in the software that maybe gives you a rating based on keywords in your resume, and sure, it can grade them. It can say, hey, this one is a match. But it's up to the recruiter or the hiring manager or whoever is in that ATS to go through your resume and see if you're qualified. Now, we did also have one other kind of caveat, is that there can be knockout questions when it comes to applying for a job. So for example, if you have to have a active secret clearance and it asks you, do you have an active secret clearance? If you click no, and that's a requirement of the role, you could be automatically disqualified. But you should know that when you read the job description and tailor your resume if you are truly qualified for that role. So I think overall, we say this all the time, but we will repeat it. You need to be tailoring your resume for the job post. And that also means making sure that you meet all of the requirements and that you answer the questions honestly. So I think that's the other thing, Mike, is some people have outsmarted the knockout questions. That doesn't make you still eligible. If you don't have the requirement and you just say that you do, the recruiter is going to find out pretty soon. And that's not a good idea.
I mean, you're starting off with a lie. They put the
Yes.
knockout question in there for a reason. You get to the phone screen, you're like, well, I just put that in to get to the interview. You're not qualified. And not only that, you've wasted a recruiter's time, not qualified, wasted a recruiter's time by lying. Like, you're probably not working with that recruiter ever again, because your trustworthiness, your honors, your values are all in question. So, we're not all qualified for every role, right? You can't take all your military and veteran accomplishments and make them apply to everything. And so what I will tell people is, if you feel like the ATS black hole is getting you, right? Don't go pay someone to redo your resume. Do informational interviews with people in industry. Figure out what they're focused on, what their challenges are, how they track their metrics, and everything else like that. And then tailor it using their information. Because I prefer a 1 to 2 page paper, but if a great candidate gave me 3 pages, guess what? I'm going to talk to the great candidate.
Yeah.
If they added a graph or a picture or whatever, am I going to like it? No. But am I going to say you're automatically out because of that? No, because if they meet the qualifications for the role and they're a best candidate, they're a best candidate regardless of the format or the tricks or whatever. I've even heard people talk about putting all the keywords from the job description in white letters in the background, like in the top header and footer, so that the ATS picks it up, but the recruiter doesn't see it. And I'm like, but then the recruiter's going to look at the resume and say, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that.
No, so like tricks aren't going to do it. Tailor it to that job. And if you're tailoring it and it's not making it through, talk to mentors in that field and figure out what you're missing. Like it's that simple.
Yeah. So I think the last part would be reach out to the recruiter if there's one listed, or a recruiter at the company, to maybe ask for some feedback, or, hey, did you get my resume? I'm interested in this role. Could you provide me feedback? Or when will I hear feedback? I think that's appropriate too. And I think, Mike, about your comment about the length of your resume, I was just having a conversation with a candidate this morning about that. I think if the information is relevant, keep it in. If it's 4 pages of non-relevant to that specific job, then take it out. If it's all relevant, keep it in.
There you go. From a recruiter. We do have some people saying hi. We've got Dion saying hello from Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. Word on the street is Dion's a closet Eagles fan down there. So thanks for joining us, Dion.
I knew it.
We'll find out if I'm correct or not very soon. We've got greetings from Jennifer in New Orleans. We've got Bossier City, Louisiana.
Nice.
I'm assuming it's pretty hot there in Bossier City, Louisiana as well. And then we've got Daryl joining from hot San Antonio. I remember those hot days when the river walk is really like the creek walk. It dries up a lot. So thanks for joining us. Now, this is called Hot Jobs. And so, Tara, I'm going to pass it over you to share some of the hottest jobs and internships going around right now.
Awesome. So I'm actually going to be talking about a new SkillBridge role today, one that we haven't discussed on Hot Jobs before. But guess who has heard about it? Everyone who is in our SkillBridge pool. So this is your reminder to join our SkillBridge pool and our job talent pool if you want to hear about the jobs first as they get posted. So I'm excited to talk about the field service and process service engineers for FOSS Analytics. So FOSS Analytics, if you don't know, they have a huge impact on our food safety. So they are testing the ingredients that end up in our food. So for example, maybe they're making yogurt, they go out and test the milk and the ingredients to make sure that they are safe. So these folks are doing installations of equipment. They are testing equipment, maintaining the equipment to test these products that end up in our food. So a really cool opportunity and kind of a new opportunity. We don't necessarily have something like this in our SkillBridge categories. And so they're looking for folks with a background in either engineering, chemistry, or some type of electrical background. This is a travel role. So 90% of this role is traveling to customer sites. Yes. So we are looking for folks in the Pacific Northwest and in Indianapolis. So just know that most of your days are going to be traveling to client sites. But know what's cool? No 2 days are going to be the same. No 2 days are going to be the same. You get to work hand in hand with the clients, which I think is a really cool opportunity to get to know your clients as well as the industry. And you have a lot of ownership over those clients. And so you're going to be working in some type of like facility that's processing or a plant. So that type of environment, you do need to be able to lift about 70 pounds, have a valid driver's license, and the ability to travel. So those are the big ones. And all of the requirements are listed on our website at HireMilitary.us under the SkillBridge opportunities. I would also say this will require a little bit of electrical knowledge. So, I think that's something to keep in mind. But a really cool opportunity. And the folks at Foss have had SkillBridge interns before. They loved them. They're still there 5+ years. And everyone I spoke to has been there like 10+ years. So there is a lot of growth and opportunity at this company.
I love it. I love it. And that's before I get into that, we've got a whole bunch of people all over the world. We got somebody in the Pacific Northwest.
Oh,
Robert is in Redmond, Oregon.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's not as hot in there, Robert, but you can let us know. We've got Natasha that's probably in a pretty hot Puerto Rico right now.
Yeah.
I would assume it's pretty warm down there. We've got Abby up at Fort Meade, and I'm about to talk to you about a role that's coming that we have up at Fort Meade. And then Dion said there's a lot of travel in that role. And then we've got Dean Triol in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I know it's hot down there. So hot and humid. So no, I really love those FOSS roles for a couple of things. One, never heard of it. It sounds like a really cool job. If you like meeting new people, learning new things, visiting new towns. I'm a big Triple D fan. Diners, drive-ins, dives.
Good point.
If I had that job, everywhere I'd go, I'd find this is what I love to do when I travel. I'd find the nearest Triple D restaurant and go try what Guy had. I'd watch it ahead of time. And I know if Guy Fieri liked it or not. He always says something nice about it. He's got it, but I could tell whether he likes it or not based on the look on his face and whether he takes additional bites or just takes one bite. And so I like to go try those new restaurants out, and they're new to me. And so if you are someone that enjoys travel, want to rack up those frequent flyer miles, those hotel points, nice salary. And again, Tara said that our previous interns with them have been there 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
That's really good. It sounds like a great environment. I would check it out. And then we've got Brian down in the Hampton Road. So it's pretty hot down there as well. And we've got Asheville. I haven't been to Asheville. I've been to Greenville, South Carolina. I would love to go sometime. Hopefully everything's still fine. I think Asheville got hit by the storms back in the day. So
they did. I think in the fall. Yeah.
Hopefully, Russell, everything's kind of rebuilt and then and back in order, because I know it's a big tourist spot. So I know that I talked about some coming jobs. I want to talk to you about our DLA finance opportunities. So we've got SkillBridge and direct hire. I think the federal job hiring freeze is through July 15th. I know a lot of organizations are starting to find ways to hire their needs. But DLA finance has 5 different roles. They've got an accountant systems role. They've got a financial liaison, a financial analyst, and they've got a business analyst role. And they've got them in several locations, all the way up where it's probably not too hot in Battle Creek, Michigan. They've got them in Columbus, Ohio, which is Battle Creek. They got them in New Cumberland, PA. They've got them in Philadelphia, PA, which is where the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles are. They've got them in Richmond, Virginia, down in the Hampton Roads area. And they've got them in Fort Belvoir, and a very small element out in hot San Antonio for people with accounts receivable experience. And so if you're interested in joining, that career field, kind of getting into the finance, commercial finance, federal finance side of the house, check out the DoD SkillBridge opportunities we have in our SkillBridge site, and check out the ones we have for direct hires as well. If you apply for a direct hire role, we will not be forwarding it immediately. What we're doing is holding it on to them. And the moment that they know what jobs they have available, we're going to send them the candidates that are going to screen them and ideally use a direct hiring or rapid hiring authority to bring on veterans, service members, veterans, and military spouses, and very quick. So we're ready to go. So you can go ahead and apply to both. The SkillBridge opportunities are flexible in duration. The jobs will be on site. It is a federal government job. So you're going to have to be there in those locations. But I mean, such a great team. I had that conversation with Brad Theroff a couple weeks ago. He couldn't say enough about how great his experience was in Battle Creek. And he was a first sergeant that got out of the Army. Didn't really have a super finance background, but learned so much. And he's going to be so much more valuable later on in the career with his foundational finance accounting background that he got from this opportunity. So check it out on DLA, the DLA finance roles on the HireMilitary website. And then the other thing I just wanted to say as we start to wrap this up is I wanted to give a heads up on two types of roles that are coming. They're going to be out very soon. These are on our team that we're putting out in preparation for some new work that we're going. One is a project manager role on Fort Meade. This role requires a full scope polygraph, so you have to have one to start. But this role is going to be leading our program that's helping retain cyber warriors into the total force. So you get to engage with cyber professionals across the entire Cyber Command enterprise, talk to them about their career goals, encourage them to sign an opportunity to join the Guard or Reserve, and then connect them with the HireMilitary network so that they get a white glove transition down the road. So you don't have to be a smart cyber guy. You just need that full scope to be able to work, and you got to care about taking care of people and supporting them in the transition. And then the other one that'll be coming out soon is for career coaches that'll be working one-on-one with transitioning service members to give them the white glove transition. So instead of saying here's a lunch and learn, or here's an event, or go do your resume and send it to me, you're side by side with them, giving them the benefit of what we never had when we got out. So we call it a white glove transition, where you help them with career coaches, you connect them to mentors, you get them support from right nonprofits, but you don't just say, go do it. You sit next to them and work with them on the resume. It could be virtually or in person. You prep them for interviews. You talk to them, mock interviews. You connect with additional resources. You help them now negotiate salary, review compensation packages. We're talking the full range of transition services, and that's something that we're going to be providing to service members in the cyber and IT communities in the military in the very near future. So if those are of interest to you, I would say follow HireMilitary, follow me, follow Tara, and you will see them when they come out. And if you really want to know, if you're looking for these jobs, you're interested, and you want to know when they're ready, join the talent pool.
That's right. Say it every week. Got to join the talent pool.
That is the key. And we've got, look at that. Sky said that First Sergeant Brad Theroff was her first sergeant once, or his first sergeant once upon a time. So Sky, you should reach out and connect with them on LinkedIn. And then we've got Casey is in Tampa, which is, man, it was hot last month. So I can imagine it's down there again. So look at that. He even put his contact information in there.
Great job.
And with that, any last words, Tara? Any final pieces of advice?
I don't think so for today. I think we have one, I guess the thing that we didn't say is make sure that you're following both of us. We post a lot of tips throughout the week. So if for some reason you miss a hot job, one, you can always watch it on demand later. But we give out tips throughout the week. So I think if you see something that really resonates with you, comment on it, and keep the conversation going throughout the week. Perfect. And reach out to people in industry to get various points of view and find the best one that works for you. Yeah. So awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, Tara. Thanks everybody out there for joining us, and have a great day. Bye, guys.